Delta Faucet has over 1,000 different styles of faucets to choose from.
Just a sec.
So there's a Delta Faucet that's right for everyone's needs.
Oh, okay, I'll get the food, you get the water.
Delta, the way water is brought to life.
And don't forget to turn it off.
Football. Real football. And real grass.
Lambeau Field in snow.
That's too obvious. What about the fearsome force?
The Purple People Eaters.
Carl Eller. No-name defense. The Oakland Raiders.
Baltimore Colts. Hey, Mike Curtis.
Ray Nitschke.
Willie Lanier.
Immaculate reception.
Franco's Italian.
Oh, real fullback.
Franco Harris, Marv Hubbard, take your pick.
No. The Snake to Clarence Davis, 26 seconds left. AFC semifinals versus Miami.
Beechwood aged Budweiser. Crisp, clean, classic.
When you're a child on wheels, it seems like there's always someone or something there to stop you. But when you're an adult, you can't always depend on that. Which is why it's nice to know that no matter what you drive, import or domestic, you can depend on Pep Boys for the best brakes at the best price. And people who understand that there will always be times when you need someone to rely on. So when you need brakes, come to Pep Boys and drive away happy.
You know, there's one thing that most sporting events have in common. When you see this R, the player's wearing a Russell Athletic NFL Pro Line jersey. Hi, Warren.
Hey, Joe.
Russell Athletic is also the official uniform supplier of Major League Baseball. They even outfit most major college and high school teams. In fact, Russell Athletic even makes great sweats and tees for the rest of us. Unfortunately, not everybody's gotten to work.
Russell Athletic. It's everything we make that makes our sweats and tees so great.
We're back on the Delta Faucet Halftime Report to give you an idea how crazy things are in the WAC coming into this last regular season Saturday. BYU started the day. They could go anywhere from first place to fifth place. They're waiting to find out what happens Wyoming, San Diego State tonight at the Murph. No score early first. Prentice Roan on the punt return up the middle. Poor tackling. Spinorama going to the end zone. 74 yards. His first punt return touchdown of the year. 7-0 Wyoming. Marshall Falk would come back, tie it with a 1-yard drive at 7-7. And Joe Hughes, Ryan Yarborough hook up yet again. 39 yards on the score. 14-7 Wyoming. San Diego State answers. Marshall Falk, 8-yard run for the score. He has 64 yards and 2 touchdowns already in this game. What does Wyoming do? They answer. Hughes and Yarborough. One more time for Yarborough. Touchdown 41 in his career. 2 behind the all-time record for receivers in terms of touchdown catches. Right now, 24-17. They're approaching 400 yards of total offense. They're still mid-second quarter. San Diego State is trying to answer back. They are driving right now. BYU won earlier today, 47-16. So if Wyoming does beat the Aztecs, then the Cougars of BYU will win the tiebreaker and go to the Holiday Bowl. As seen earlier on ESPN, LSU lost its opportunity to go to the CarQuest Bowl. That will go to Virginia. And USL beat Louisiana Tech by 4 at Cajun Field to end up a nice season at 8-3. The Division I AA playoffs in Boston, Northern Iowa, finalists last year, taking on Dan Allen's BU team. We're in overtime, tied at 21. Zach Burwell up the gut. His short run gets it done. And the Terriers of Boston University score the last 21 points to advance in double overtime. Idaho, the possible next opponent for BU, is playing Northeast Louisiana. We'll talk about that score in a second. First, Georgia Southern. Their 14-12 victory over East Carolina today moves Georgia Southern on to the next round. Youngstown State, a victory as well in the 1AA playoffs by 26 over a Central Florida team that played well this year. Also in the playoffs, Marshall, the Thundering Herd, defending champs. Glenn Pedro, 21 carries, 93 yards as the Thundering Herd beats Howard. What a game between Delaware and Montana. The Grizz miss an extra point in Missoula, and the Hens come away with a big victory. William and Mary at McNeese State. Right now, the Cowboys trail by 1. Kerry Joseph, 3 touchdown passes for McNeese State. Troy State's Trojans beat Stephen F. Austin by 22. Orlando Parker, 176 total yards. The Trojans will play the William and Mary McNeese State winner. As we go to break, the Division II playoff scores. New Haven's first loss of the season. Now, Indiana and Pennsylvania will play North Dakota in the next round. And in the other national semifinal, North Alabama moves on. They will play Texas A&M Kingsville.
I'm Cliff Taylor, manager of Schaefer Honda, with exciting news. Because you met
Miami was the
sports on campus.
I'd say that's something we can all cheer for.
Enjoy college football, more than a game.
On the Delta Faucet halftime report, one other 1AA playoff score, Doug Nussmeier, and pro scouts are very high on his prospects to play on Sundays. Well, he and the Vandals lead by 10. Winner of this game plays Boston University in the next round. What bowls look good as they start to shape up, Chris?
I like the Citrus Bowl. Tennessee playing Penn State. Tennessee's maybe the best offense, one of the best offenses certainly in the country with Heath Schuler. And Penn State, 9-2. You got to like them, too.
If Miami wins Fiesta Bowl, Arizona, it will be the toughest, hardest knocking game between two of the best defenses in the nation.
Arizona State yesterday slipped between the cracks, but what a game it was.
What a game.
More talk on the Resident in College Football Scoreboard Show when Chris is in the chair after the game. Second half is coming up from the Orange Bowl next.
I'm Cliff Taylor, manager of Schaefer Honda, with exciting news. Because you made Schaefer Honda's first year so successful, we're honored to show you an exclusive sneak preview of the 1994 Honda Accord with a fresh new design, sporty new exterior, roomier interior, longer lower lines, more power, new security and safety features. See the all-new redesigned Honda Accord Thursday or place your order today at Schaefer Honda, 3254 Elvis Presley off I-55 and 240. Just turn at the fork in the road.
Okay, we know you buy national brands, probably because your mom bought national brands. And that's okay, because there are very good products in those cans. But we'd like to let you in on a little secret. What goes into our Piggly Wiggly brand is rated as good or better than the national brands. And we're so sure you'll like what's in our cans, if you're not happy, we'll buy them back. Oh, and there's something else that comes with Piggly Wiggly products. And even Mom would like that.
University is creating in its students a state of mind, one that challenges them to reach their greatest potential. A state of mind where students explore technologies in business, science, engineering, and in other areas. A state of mind full of creative energy and imagination in the arts, and a friendly state of mind. Memphis State University, where ideas live and grow.
Welcome back once again to the Orange Bowl in Miami. Joel Myers along with Mike Godfrey. The Hurricanes with an 11-point lead over the Tigers to start the third quarter of play. And let's take now a look at the first half numbers, Mike.
I think the key is the rushing yards. Neither team really has established the run. And you look at Memphis State on third down, only 2 out of 10. Everything else, the passing yardage, 67 for Memphis State, 239 for Miami. But big interceptions, a lot of turnovers in the first half.
Joe Allison ready to kick it off to the combo back deep for the Hurricanes of Al Shipman and Jonathan Harris right there, number 3. Allison sending it in Harris's direction, in and out of the end zone. Good kickoff by Joe Allison, 1st and 10 for the Hurricanes at their own 20.
When you look at this passing chart, success up to about 15 yards for Ryan Collins, but when he goes deep, he's had two interceptions trying to go deep. Did hit the 1 touchdown to Chris Jones, but he's had more success with the little crossing routes underneath.
Ryan Collins accounted for 93% of the total net yards offensively of Miami in the first 30 minutes.
You have to be disappointed if you're Dennis Erickson of the rushing game of your ball club in the first half.
Donnell Bennett starting the second half in that single set formation with 3 wide receivers. The quick one for Harris. And it's good for 7 yards on first down. Let's check in on the sideline once again with Adrian Carson. Adrian?
Well, Joel, in the Miami locker room, where 2 losses is unacceptable and 3 is almost unheard of, Coach Erickson let his seniors have the last word and said, look, guys, here's what's on the line. Obviously, the Fiesta Bowl, and secondly, the streak. Across the hallway in the Memphis State locker room. Now, Coach Stolberg told me that they're going to keep going with the run-pass check at the line of scrimmage, trying to go with the short passes over the middle. He needs more consistency out of his special teams as well.
2nd and short. Little more than 2 yards needed. Stewart gets the call, and James Stewart has the first down across the 32 to the 33-yard line. Well, when Adrian mentioned that streak, if you joined us late today, as Danton Bartow made that stop, Miami tonight trying to tie Alabama's NCAA record of 57 straight home victories. The last time the Hurricanes lost at home, their home opener back on September 7th of 1985.
And Joe, the way their schedule reads now, next year they'll open with Tulsa, but it'll be at Joe Robbie Stadium because that's the, as you look at the streak. And the game, if nothing changes, it'll be Washington in here about the third game of the year. That will be the game to break the streak.
First and 10 from the 33. It's Harris again, spinning free, and he's into the secondary now. He's out of bounds with the first down. Flag down to the play as he goes out of the Memphis State 45, forced out by Dominic Callaway. "23 yards on that catch and run. Harris doing most of it on his own. A hold downfield on Miami, trying to lend support to Harris.
Little quick pass to the third receiver inside against the safety, Jonathan Harris. But Jeremy Williams misses the tackle. I'll see if we can pick up the hold. I think they called it on Chris Jones right there, number 85. That's the call, holding on Chris Jones.
So they move it back into Miami territory, inside the 45, back to the Hurricanes 43.
20-yard play, 10-yard holding, still picked up 10 yards.
And now they've got it first and 10 at their own 43, an 11-point lead for Miami early in the third quarter. And now Collins on first down, a different look, nobody in the backfield, 4 wide receivers setting up. He sent Larry Jones the back over to the left side and goes over the middle for Tellison. Outstanding block downfield enables him to pick up a first down. It was Larry Jones who was downfield. Well, it's been a tradition now since way back in 1960. The Goodyear Blimps, covering all these major college events. Overhead tonight, it's the Goodyear Blimp Stars and Stripes with a beautiful overhead view. Crowd in the neighborhood about 35,000 on hand at the Orange Bowl in Miami. First possession of the second half. Donnell Bennett, like Larry Jones, not in the backfield but in a flanker's spot on the far side, the short side of the field. And it's Bennett. He gets 9 more on the reception. So now, Coach, they're taking their back and they're splitting them out wide. He's not even setting up anymore in the backfield.
Letting the backers drop real deep and then trying to hit the receivers underneath. And if Ryan Collins would just be patient, he has this throw on every play. It's when he tries to go deep, it's not there. When you don't have a running game, you're throwing constantly. The way you control linebackers if you can't run is the little short passing game.
Early, it's the underneath patterns. Bennett on second and a couple. He's got more than enough for the first down to the Memphis State 30-yard line. And let's go back to the studio and join Mike Tirico. Mike?
Joel, keep those calculators clicking at the Murph. Joe Hughes of Wyoming back to pass one more time. Ryan Yarborough, 7 catches, 160 yards, 2 scores. If Wyoming wins, BYU to the Holiday Bowl.
Joe, I'll have to apologize to Mike Tirico. 40's not enough. Let's go to 80.
31-17, the lead now. And there's talk that the head coach of the Aztecs in San Diego State could possibly be in trouble as well, Al Luganville. Larry Jones, the single set on first down from the Memphis State 30. The wide receiver was available. Nice play fake, but then Collins couldn't hit the wide open target, Chris Jones.
Joe, it's interesting in Miami, they've sold their players for years on the fact of late in the season like this, when a team from the north comes down to play here, they have such a great advantage with the heat and humidity, but it works both ways. Last week when they went to West Virginia, cold, a very big disadvantage for Miami.
So the humidity up there tonight. Warm situation for the Tigers. The Hurricanes obviously used to this situation. 12:39 left in the third. Second and 10 for the Hurricanes. He had Tellison wide open. Still looking for Tellison. And it's out of bounds, but Tellison originally was a good 5 yards behind the defender.
His decisions tonight are off. They've been off the whole ball game. He's made some good ones, but most of them have been bad decisions of trying to decide when to throw, when to take off running, and it's tough to practice a quarterback when he doesn't sit in the pocket. Look at number 18, A.C. Tellison, wide open. But of course, remember now, Ryan Collins is running to his left and can't get squared up to throw the ball deep.
3rd and 10 situation, still to the Memphis State 30. Collins out of the shotgun with 4 in the pattern. The dump off for Bennett. Can he get to the marker? No. He'll be about 3.5, 4 yards short. Rod Brown in on the stop.
Britton Wilkins, number 38 on the blitz, an all-out blitz. Dennis Erickson looks like he's going to go for it. Figuring his defense is playing solid, he can take a gamble.
Injured man down to the far side is Donnell Bennett, the junior from Fort Lauderdale, who was in on that reception. So now that gives Dennis Erickson some time to think about which direction he wants to go. Originally, Pruitt was ready to come back onto the field, the place kicker.
I can tell you, being a coach on the sideline, you look over there and you say, kick the field goal, doggone it.
Go up by 2 touchdowns.
Don't try to go for this 4th down.
Field goal would put Miami up by 14. You talk about that streak. Well, Miami hardly ever loses in the month of November. In fact, their loss last week at West Virginia was their first in November since before Dennis Erickson ever arrived. Their last setback in the final month of the regular season came way back in 1984. Nobody will ever forget the game. Doug Flutie to Gerard Fielding.
I was just going to tell you, I forgot, but you just reminded me.
The classic.
Lou Saban came in here. Really was the coach that turned this program around, and then Howard Snellenberger came on board and really got this thing moving.
Ryan Collins now 21 of 34 for 295 yards passing. He's out of the shotgun on 4th and 3. Collins has his man Harris. It's a 1st down inside the 20. And Miami maintains possession. Dominic Callaway coming up for the stop.
Jonathan Harris just went to the sticks to pick up the 1st down, the inside receiver. They're working him a little bit more in the 2nd half versus the safety. Good call by Dennis Erickson.
Tough to play zone, I guess, when they flood one side of the field the way they do.
Tough to spread you out like that because you have to get some help out of your linebackers when they're spreading you like this. The offensive scheme that Miami's using.
Miami started this drive back at their own 20-yard line. Plenty of room for Collins to move. He's got a man in the end zone. And it's just out of the reach as he grabbed it, but a little bit too late on the delivery by Ryan Collins for Harris.
Another bad decision, Joel, because he had him open, just waited too long to throw. Again, under pressure by Dan Bonner, number 7.
2 Miami receivers already with better than 100 yards receiving now. Harris with 7 receptions for 105 yards, who he's looking for there, and Jones with better than 100 yards.
Just a little too late on the throw. Miami on offense is like Kentucky in basketball. Watching them against Louisville today, they just completely put the pressure on you the whole game. That's what Miami does by throwing the football all the time.
2nd and 10 from the Memphis State 19, opening drive of the 2nd half of the Hurricanes. Stewart is leveled at the 11. Can't hang on. That hurt from here. Rod Brown.
Rod Brown with sound. You listen.
How would you like to be James Stewart on this play?
I don't think I'd want to be Rod Brown either.
Some serious plastic on plastic. Woo. Rod Brown out of Prattville, Alabama.
Play selection, 15 runs, 36 passes. Heavy in passing.
3rd and 10 for Miami. Collins in trouble, and they finally get to the quarterback, Marvin Thomas. The young man, the redshirt freshman out of Alabama, with the sack. That is the 3rd sack of the contest for the Tigers.
Marvin Thomas, number 98. Again, remember, there's no threat of the run, so you pin your ears back as a defensive lineman, Number 98, Marvin Thomas, come around the horn. It just took too long to get the play off. Joe, the last time that Miami kicked a field goal, Dominic Galloway had a shot at blocking the field goal.
The center is the injured Miami Hurricane, K.C. Jones. You're right, though. And it looked like Galloway just went to sleep for a second in that play.
It was close.
K.C. Jones, the redshirt freshman starting center out of Midland, Texas for the Hurricanes. They consider him the quickest among their offensive linemen. Yeah. Mike, I would imagine when you lose your center, even if you have a little experience behind it, because we're only looking at a redshirt freshman here, but still there's a change. Fortunately for Miami, they're getting ready to go for a field goal anyway.
And especially you're using a shotgun, so what you'll do is get Ryan Collins off the side and work the snap. Keep your eye on number 1 right here.
That's Dominic Galloway.
Coming off the edge.
It'll be a 39-yard field goal try by Pruitt. He was 2 of 3 in the first half. Galloway around the corner and gets to it. It's blocked by Callaway. Irvin after it. Memphis State will pick it up. That's James Logan. And James Logan's on his way. He's finally pulled down across the 40. What a pick-me-up for the Memphis State Tigers when it looked like Miami was about to go up by 14. There is a flag way back at the 16, though.
And there's an official down on the sideline, also on the 30-yard line.
Good call, Coach.
I think he got peeled. Somebody peeled back and hit him.
Callaway with some serious speed around the corner.
Dominic Callaway came off the corner the last time and really should have blocked the last field goal. Number 1. Coming off the corner. Now that's a big tackle. That's Warren Sapp. That's blocking, and Warren Sapp has to go inside. But now watch number 1 lay out exactly what you want him to do with that left hand. Gets a piece of it. Dominic Callaway. He is feeling good about himself.
So Miami takes it from their own 20, hangs on to the ball 4.5 minutes, and comes up with no points.
There still is a flag back there, right? Unless it fell out of somebody's pocket.
The flag is picked up. I think it fell out of the pocket of the referee or the official, actually, that went down.
Somebody got a decleater on him. Knocked the flag out of his pocket.
A little bit later, will you grade that out on film for us?
Face mask during the run. It's at the end of the run where we'll assess the 5-yard penalty. First down.
Another look at the situation involving the official.
There he is. Looks like the manager hit him off to the sideline.
The Stanford band's not on the field, are they?
I think the manager got him.
Too many men on the field. First and 10, Memphis State. They've got it now at their own 49-yard line. What a turnaround for the Tigers. And last drive, 13 plays, consuming 4.5 minutes. Scarpino for Bruce, his favorite target. Isaac Bruce, 65 receptions coming in. He's knocked out by Paul White. Scarpino, though, picked off 3 times, so the short stuff now to get his confidence back a little bit.
Short passing game is really where he's had his success tonight. Hit 1 touchdown to Bruce. Isaac Bruce, number 83. He had 4 receptions in the first half. Wouldn't be surprised at all. Tony Scarpino tries to find him again.
Holiday, the single set for Memphis State on 2nd and 6 in Hurricane territory. And Bruce cut it off. Scarpino thought he was going to continue.
It's a good thing he did cut it off, because Corwin Francis would have given him a wake-up call. He was sitting there waiting for him.
Passing chart now for Scarpino.
His success again has been underneath. But when you look in the corner, there's 0 for 4, 2 interceptions on the right side because he got the ball in the air too long.
3rd and 6 for Memphis State, and it's thrown behind Matt Cody before he can ever turn around. Scarpino may have rushed that a little bit.
Now there's a flag down again.
Over on the far side. Separating a couple of players at the same time. As Francis was getting into it with one of the Memphis State offensive linemen.
Now they picked that flag up.
Punting situation. Jonathan Harris will go back deep. Andy McWilliams ready to punt for the Tigers from inside his own 40. You can see the problems and the difficulty that he has had so far on his first 3 punts.
For Miami to try to return this one.
Low line driver, triple touch for Harris at the 11. Not a lot of blocking up in front, though, as they went for the block. He's across the 15, where Miami will have it for the second time of the second half. They'll start with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
You are about to experience the extraordinary power of renewal from Rayovac, a new kind of alkaline battery created to be reusable 25 times or more with the Renewal Power Station. Inside, there's a microchip that knows how much power each Renewal battery needs and custom charges it for you. So you get maximum life from every battery with alkaline power in every charge. That's the power of renewal from Rayovac.
This is the all-new GMC Sonoma. There are so many changes that we couldn't tell you about all of them in 30 seconds. So we wrote a book about it. Call 1-800-GMC-TRUCK and check one out. Sonoma from GMC Truck.
ESPN's presentation of CFA College Football is brought to you by AC Delco Automotive Parts. AC Delco, it's like buying time. And by GMC Truck, the strength of experience.
The Miami skyline. And we look now at the Orange Bowl. Beautiful night in South Florida. Joel Myers, Mike Gottfried, as the Miami Hurricanes trying to make it 57 straight wins at home to tie Alabama's NCAA record. They're up by 11. So they get it back. Second possession for the second half of the 17. The shortstop, and it's Bennett. He's got a first down. He doesn't want to go down. He's out to the 34.
Joel, some of the coaches in Memphis State history that had success there, Chuck Stobart, of course, doing a nice job, but Billy Spook Murphy, 58-71, then became the athletic director. Richard Williamson was head coach at Tampa Bay. Rex Dockery, who came from Texas Tech, did a nice job. And the coach, I felt like, Ray Dempsey, in 1984, tied Bobby Bowden in Florida State. I felt like he was the guy. Came from Southern Illinois, where they won the national championship, and now he's a minister in Columbus, but a solid football coach.
Different look for Miami. Single set and 2 tight ends, and Bennett powers his way for about 6 yards to the 40-yard line. Let's go downstairs to Adrian Karsten.
Joel, interesting situation now. That pass on first down to Donnell Bennett. He was actually the secondary receiver there. Coach is really getting after Ryan Collins on this last time he was sitting on the bench, saying, you've got to look beyond your primary receiver. The defense for Memphis State is reading where he's going just by looking at his eyes. The other thing is, Ricky Perry, 6'7", 310 pounds, is getting beat right, beat left by guys 6 inches shorter and 50 pounds lighter, getting no protection from that left side of the offensive line.
Ricky Perry, thank you, Adrian, the left tackle for the Miami Hurricanes. It's James Stewart with a flag, the middle of the offensive line. He only gets a yard to the 40-yard line. Danton Bartow, the first one in there for Memphis State.
Well, the typewriter's back in effect here in the third quarter. You know, hit a beat, miss a beat.
We talked about the happy feet that we had seen early in the game from Ryan Collins, and obviously Dennis Erickson feels the same way. He's not showing patience in the pocket.
He wants to make every play a big play. Take the little short passes that they're giving you. When it's there to run, you need to run. But his decision process, he needs to speed up a little bit to try to make that decision of what he wants to do. Again, there's no help in the running game. There is no running game tonight on either side.
At the end of the contest, we will be selecting the Visa Player of the Game. And right now, Ryan Collins, the leader in the third quarter with a new career high in the passing department. 8 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third 15 minutes of play. 2nd and 16 for Miami.
Joe, if he gets a little light, he needs to take off with the football because that's when he's the most dangerous.
Bennett again on the receiving end across the 35 to the 36. Put down quickly by Dan Bonner, who's putting in quite a performance for the Tigers.
Tim Rose, the defensive coordinator, just has to continue to be impressed with the effort he's getting out of his defensive football team. Dan Bonner, number 7. Look at Tim Rose. Look at that. A-I-C-O. I mean, he's giving the letters and everything. I mean, he's active. He's in this thing.
You sure he's not bringing a plane into the
No, he's in this. Look at him. Look at those eyes. Look at his head. I mean, he's ready to go. He'd like to be in there playing. A little old, though.
3rd and 8. Miami's 36. Pressure on